All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to get started. It is 2 p.m. on the dot, so we're going to get going. My name is Darren Mann. I am a pastor, a project manager, a leadership coach, and I'm also an AI consultant as part of AI Innovision. I have something that I want to share with you today that I believe will be transformational for you. And I'm excited to share some insights from this teaching called The Three Pillars of Learning: Education, Conversation, and Observation. And we're going to explore how these three fundamental principles can significantly enhance your personal and professional growth. Who here is ready to learn today? If you are ready to learn, say growth in the comments. Just type in growth in the comments if you are ready to get going today. You're ready to learn and grow. I see some growths coming in there. Thank you for that. I see Trendy. I see Marcia. I see Lori. Uh, Fantastic. Fiona. Growth. So that's what we're going to look to do today. Stephanie, thank you. I see growth in the comments. David Atkinson, you guys are excited to grow today, and I'm excited to share this information with you. All right, so let's go ahead and let's jump into the presentation. Hopefully everyone can see that. I believe you can. Let me just double check. Yes, you can
Yes,
see that.
sir.
Yeah, you got it?
Yes,
All right.
and
Okay, thank you. Thank you, David. All right, so personal growth often lies in embracing fundamental principles. Dennis Waitley once said, he said that there are three ways to learn: education, conversation, and observation. And when I heard that quote, it inspired me to create this presentation. I actually have a book as well. So today we're going to delve into these three avenues of growth and uncover their transformative potential. So the three pillars. Let me just give you a brief overview here. The three pillars are the power of education. So that entails formal learning, lifelong learning, and hands-on experience. And then we have the art of conversation. This is where you're going to learn from others: lunch discussion, personal talks, podcast. And then the last one is the beauty of observation. Observation. This comes through mentorship, body language, personality insights, and biographies. And I'm going to cover these today, and we're going to go through and like I said, and delve into these a little bit deeper. So let's start off with the power of education. Education is the foundation of formal learning. So this can be extended through traditional schooling, online courses, self-directed study. And then you also have lifelong learning. I would consider this session today a lifelong learning session. It's a workshop. There's also seminars. So there's different ways to learn through lifelong learning. There's continuing education courses that you can take. So lifelong learning. And then there's also hands-on experience, such as my involvement with Toastmasters. So Toastmasters is a great way to get hands-on experience if you want to become a better leader and a better speaker. And it provides practical skills and immediate feedback essential for your growth. I'll share a quick story with you about how I used hands-on experience to learn something. I've been in the IT industry for 30 years, believe it or not. I've been working in the IT industry for 30 years. And when I started, I used to type like this. I used to type just with one finger. And I said, you know what? This isn't going to work. If I'm going to be in this career, I got to learn how to type. I loved gamification, so I started to play a game that taught me how to type. It was like this game, and there was like you're trying to shoot some aliens or something like that. And I started playing this game, but I taught myself how to type over about a 3-month period. And now I type probably about 60, 70 words per minute with confidence. I mean, I've been doing this for a number of years, over 30 years now, but consistency and persistence led to that lasting career improvement. So if you'll take this material and you'll apply it, what you're going to learn today, it'll have a tremendous impact. And I encourage you to apply the material that you learn. So let me ask you this, and you can put this in the chat. How can hands-on experience help you learn a new skill? How can this help you learn a new skill? I'm looking for your feedback in the chat. Looking for your feedback in the chat. How can hands-on experience help you learn a new skill? How can it help you learn a new skill? Let me see what we got in the comments here. Uh, Doing leads to learning. That's so true. Anna Marie, that is so true. We don't learn by learning, we learn by doing. That's so good. Repetitive, yes. Adults learn by doing. It allows discovery. Um, let's see here. Yvonne says physical and mental learning. Okay. Deborah says it's a form of lasting skills. That's right. Lori says you gain understanding as you practice doing. So true. So true. Experience is putting learning into action. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all for commenting. I really appreciate the feedback. All right. So we're going to move on and we're going to look at the next pillar. The next pillar is um, the art of conversation. I'm going to spend some time on this one because I would say this is probably this one and the last one, I would say are one of my favorites because there's a lot when you talk about conversations, there's a lot of different types of conversations that you can learn from. So conversations, they enrich learning through diverse perspectives and empathy. And when you listen without interruption, it enhances your understanding and your growth. So seek out and learn from knowledgeable individuals, people that you that maybe inspire you. Seek out having those conversations. And I'll share a quick story with you of a conversation I had with just not me, but someone. And I'll share that here in a second. So as I mentioned at the beginning, I'm a pastor in our young adult group. I pastor a group of young adults ages 25 to 35. And we watched the movie Freedom Riders. Anyone seen that movie? Say yes in the comments. Or yeah, if you've seen that movie, the movie called Freedom Riders. Yes, yes, yes. So a lot of people have seen the movie. All right, great. So that movie, we watched the movie and we were inspired by the movie. Me and the young adult group, we said, wow, this is such a great movie. And if you haven't seen the movie's about the life of Erin Gruwall, and she taught some inner city kids from LA that were that had some trauma, that had went through some very challenging times, and she was able to teach them, and a lot of them ended up going to university. So I was just kind of going about my day, and I had this thought: what if we invited Erin from the movie, the person that the movie is based on, to speak to our group? And I actually, asked God about it. And he said, I trusted his guidance and I reached out to her organization. And through a number of conversations, email exchanges, she came and she spoke to our group. The young adults were they were eagerly anticipating her coming. And we learned about the film's creation, how long it was, like 13 iterations before they actually got the script ready. We learned that Aaron, has lasting relationships with these students because this film was done in the 90s, or not. The film wasn't done in the 90s, but this her life, the story based on her life was in the 90s. But the conversation, and I'll say all of this, that we learned so much, but it left a lasting impact on the group, one that they will remember for the rest of their lives. So, learning from knowledgeable individuals brings powerful transformation, and conversations have the power to change us forever. So, let me ask you this question. There's someone that you've been wanting to talk to, there's someone that you have been inspired by. So, who can you talk to gain new insights and perspectives? Who can you talk to gain new insights and perspectives? And if you want to say that in the chat, you can. Um, but think about that. So someone that you can talk to gain some insights or perspectives. Yeah. Wow. One of the Freedom Riders came to speak at Deborah's school. That's great. So many people, Yvonne says. So I want you to think of one person that you can speak to where you can gain some insights and perspectives. Okay. All right. Anna Marie says, I'd like to speak with Lauren Powell Jobs. I think I said that name right. I would love to talk to Fawn Weaver. Okay. So what's preventing you guys from reaching out to these folks? That's all I did. I found out about this person, about Aaron's organization, who is the teacher in Freedom Writers, reached out to the organization, had some conversations, and she came and spoke to us. Yeah. Never try. So I'm encouraging you today to get outside your comfort zone a little bit and try this. Try speaking to someone or setting up a conversation with someone that you really are inspired by and you want to learn more from. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for the feedback there. All right. We got one more piece and then I'm going to move on. Yeah. How do I reach a billionaire? I'm telling you, you can reach out to people and they'll be willing. I've done this so many times that I've just reached out to people and they've been willing to talk to me. But it's having those conversations, right? All righty. Let's move on. And so we're still in the art of conversations. And I've had some learning lunches, and John Maxwell, who's one of my mentors, says this that learning lunches are a very powerful way to learn. And what he does, and what he frames in his books, it's a tool for gaining insights from experts in our field. And the way it works is you meet with someone for lunch, you buy their lunch and you allow them to eat while you take notes. Now, we live in technology, so maybe you can have a learning lunch over Zoom or just a call over Zoom, a half an hour call over Zoom. Now, here are the questions that, let me just see what we have in the chat here before I move on. Uh, yeah, this is the reason I joined the call to hear some different conversations, hopefully. So here's some different types of conversations. All right. So, um, the questions are first question is, what are your strengths? So when you meet with this person, let's say that you set up a meeting with someone, you meet with the person and you say, what are your strengths? This is where you're going to learn the most about that person. People love to share their strengths with others. They love to share those strengths. The next question that you're going to ask is, what are you learning right now? This is how you can catch their passion, what they're passionate about. And number three is, what do I need right now? What is something that I need right now? This is how this helps you to apply what you learn to your situation. Question number four is, who have you met? What have you read? Or what have you done that has helped you become successful? And then the last question is, what haven't I asked you that I should have? Let me go back to the fourth question. The fourth question, the reason for that one is, this helps you to find additional growth opportunities. They may say, well, I know, um, such and such a person, and they might be able to get you in contact with that person. So that's a powerful question. Question number five, what haven't I asked that I should have asked? This enables them to point out changes you need to make from their perspective. Let's see what we got in the chat here. Give me 1 second here. I'm just looking in the chat. And here we are. Yeah, that's powerful. Yeah, yeah. So these are the learning lunch questions. Let me share a quick story with you to illustrate how I've used this in my own conversations. And I actually try to do this once a month, have a learning lunch with someone that I'm inspired by. So I had this fantastic conversation with an individual. And I asked them this. I said, what are you learning right now? That was question number two. And he shared with me that he reads a book a day. And I thought, wow, how do you do that? How do you read a book a day? I could see a book a month, a book a week, but a book a day? And he said, well, I use this tool, this application called Blinkist. And I read 15-minute book summaries every day. And his habit grabbed my attention and inspired me. So I started doing that as well. And now with AI, what I've done is I have a book summarizer and it summarizes books that I want to read, and then I just read those summaries. It takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to read the summaries. So this simple habit transformed my learning journey. Small, consistent learning leads to big personal growth. Conversations can introduce life-changing habits, and this is the power of learning lunches. So, a question that I have for you, who is someone that you could invite to a learning lunch? Think about this. Who's someone that you've been wanting to speak to that you can invite to a learning lunch? You can say that in the chat. Who's someone that you can speak with? Yeah, who's someone? I'm gonna just put something in the chat here. I'm gonna say Alicia Little is who I want to have a learning lunch. Actually, no, I want to have a learning lunch with both Alicia and Lorette. There is a wealth of information that you'll learn. Okay, and Anne Marie said Aisha Curry. Yeah, why not? Why not? Alicia and Lorette would be top on the list too. Uh, yeah, reading the summary is not the same as reading the book. That's true. But what I find is when you read a book, you're getting ideas from that book. I read to I read to apply. I don't read for entertainment. I read to apply what I'm learning from that particular book. Yeah, Alicia and Lorette for sure. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. The little sisters. Yes, for sure, for sure. Okay, so let's move on to the next type of conversation. The next type of conversations is daily conversations with your spouse. And what these conversations can do is enhance your understanding and your connection. So here's the first question and I usually have these conversations during dinner. So my wife and I have these conversations during dinner. Number one is, what are two things that you're thankful for? This will point out some positive things that happened to them that day. What are two things that you're thankful for? The next question is, what is one area that you'd like to improve? What is one area that you'd like to improve? This is where you're going to be vulnerable, and vulnerability fosters connection. Vulnerability fosters connection because you're going to share some struggles that you're going through. And I've been doing this with my wife now for about 10 years, and it has transformed our marriage. I'm a very busy person. I have a lot of things on the go, but I always make sure that I have time every dinner at dinner time every night. And this is a powerful tool if you use it. And then the last question is, what is one thing that made you smile today? What is one thing that made you smile? This helps you see an area where you can celebrate from that day. This helps you to see, this is where you can actually celebrate with one another together. What made you smile? Just that one question, just it can shift things in the environment. So I said that, we ask these questions. We've been doing this for about 10 years. And what I found is these conversations bring laughter, they bring tears, and they also bring celebration. And balancing work and busyness, and business keeps me pretty busy, but prioritizing these dinner times, I'm telling you, it has made a significant difference. It's not necessarily the quantity of time, it's the quality of time that you spend with your loved ones. And I'm telling you, asking these three questions have deepened our bond. And this habit has transformed my marriage. I'm telling you right now, put this one into practice in your marriage and ask these questions of one another, or like a deep personal relationship, ask these questions of one another on a regular basis, and it will be transformational for you. And you're going to have a deeper connection with that person. It's a small effort, but it has a big impact. It takes you about 10 minutes a night. That's all it takes. And you can do it over dinner. It's worth trying in your marriage. Meaningful conversations build lasting love. All right, I'm going to look in the chat here. Yep, many people don't have spouses. That's fine, but it could be a friend. It could be, and I mentioned that. So it can be different types. It can be your best friend. Um, yeah, but thank you for saying that, Anne Marie. Yeah, not everyone has a spouse, and so that's a very good point. A family member, yeah, someone that you are close to, that you feel comfortable sharing some of your vulnerabilities with. Very good. Can be applied to all relationships, to children. That's right. Yeah, I'm talking about close relationships. Yes. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you for commenting. Okay, so now let's move on to the last of the conversation, um, this last part of this pillar, and that is podcast. Now, podcasts offer a wealth of knowledge and are a great way to learn from experts in various fields. So there can be expert interviews in podcasts that offer valuable learning insights. Podcasts can span from education, business, leadership, and personal growth. And you can explore diverse podcasts for various interests and knowledge. A couple of podcasts that I'd like to suggest for coaches and consultants are education podcasts, the TED Radio Hour. This is a thought-provoking ideas from TED Talks. Stuff you should know. This explains, that's another podcast, how things work in an engaging way. And there's a business podcast, a few business podcasts. There's The Masters of Scale by Reid Hoffman. He shares insights on business growth. There's also The Tim Ferriss Show. He interviews with high performers across different industries. There's a leadership podcast, a few leadership podcasts, The Learning Leader Show, leadership and personal growth from insights from Ryan Hawk. And then there's the Maxwell Leadership Podcast. That's one I tune into. I'm part of the Maxwell team. Lessons on leadership from John Maxwell and his team. And then there's personal growth podcasts, the Jordan Harbinger Show, conversations with experts on success and mindset, and also the Happiness Lab. This is science-backed strategies for a happier life. So, question for you here: how can listening to podcasts help you grow personally and professionally? How can listening to podcasts help you grow personally and professionally? Anyone have any thoughts? Okay. Gain insights, perspective. Thank you, Corinne. Yes. New information can help to transform your choices. That's right. Very good. Gain actionable ideas. That's right. I've gotten so many ideas from podcasts. That's a very good point. Uh, that's how I found Alicia, listening to a podcast that further what I am doing with AI, further what I did with AI. Yes, immerse yourself in information to help you transform your mindset, helps you with this making decisions. Yes, very good, very good answers here. Thank you all for providing all of this. Deborah says, in many cases, the people that you listen to become your virtual coaches and mentors when you listen to them repeatedly. I so much agree with that statement. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So I'm going to move on and we're going to talk about the last pillar, which is the beauty of observation. Observation is a silent yet potent teacher. It is a silent but potent teacher. By observing our surroundings, we can learn a lot without even having verbal communication. Tim Story said this. He says, observe and watch how things are done. Observe and watch how things are done. I attended a conference, and Tim Story was one of the speakers, and he was around some pretty high profile leaders and in that were speaking at this conference. And he said, you know what? Instead of doing a lot of talking, I'm going to observe these leaders and I'm going to learn from them. Because growth comes from sometimes silently observing our surroundings. Listening helps us gain wisdom, and being quiet helps us to absorb knowledge. We learn better when we listen. When we truly listen and we ask questions, we learn. So, based on this particular point in, silent yet potent teacher, when was the last time you chose to observe and listen rather than speak? When was the last time that you chose to observe and listen rather than speak? Hmm, yeah. The site I use for book summaries is my own GPT. I do it all the time. Too rarely, Yvonne says, okay, well, you can improve in that area right now. Thank you, Lori. Thank you for sharing. Is it? I think it's Lori. Hmm. This is good. When I was having a serious conversation with my young adult daughter, he listened. Oh, when you listen to someone, they just love that. They feel safe. It creates a place of safety when you listen. I love that, Missy. I love that. This week, viewing the decorator showcase, so many creative designs, motivating. Yes. Yeah, let's see. That's what I'm doing in my community with Dr. Fred G. Okay. Thank you, Deborah. Yeah, yeah. Good, good, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's move to the next point here. The next point I want to share is learning from legends like Kobe Bryant. So, um, Kobe Bryant observed Michael Jordan's basketball game, and it illustrates the power of keen observation in mastering a craft. So, Kobe, he mastered observation by studying Michael Jordan's game. He analyzed Jordan's footwork, his positioning, his decision making during games, and he meticulously studied Jordan's performance and mental toughness. So Kobe observed Jordan's off-court discipline and his leadership qualities as well. And he also sought direct mentorship from Michael Jordan, emphasizing learning from others. So um, there is so much that we can learn from observing others, especially those who are further ahead of us. So, a question I have for you here is how can observation and learning from others help you improve in your own craft? I want to see that in the chat. How can observation and learning from others help you improve in your own craft? Give it a second here. Interaction with others, note techniques. Okay. Mhm. You learn from their experiences and in return collapse your time by learning. Oh, that is so powerful, Missy. Yeah, I just read the other day, I was reading a book and that was one of the things that the author said is that mentorship collapses time. It reduces the amount of time that you have to work on something because you're learning from their experiences. Yeah, very good. Very, very good. Models and replicates what they do. Yes, it changes your mindset, growth mindset, confirmation to go forth and be brilliant. I like that, Deborah. Thank you. Yeah, speech that they use to help get to the goal. Yeah. Learning from others can help you develop and sharpen your own ideas about a subject, uh, or a subject, a way of doing things. Yes. Yeah. It does. It does. When you share your knowledge with someone else, you get deeper knowledge. It helps you to go deeper in that knowledge. You get additional knowledge. Shared understanding is better than singular understanding. Yeah, very good. Very good. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So we got some others coming in, but I'm going to move on to the next point. And the next point is understanding body language. Understanding body language. So good body language cues, maintaining eye contact, sustaining appropriate eye contact shows confidence, interest, and attentiveness in a conversation. So when we maintain eye contact, when we look at someone in the eye, it's showing that we're confident, that we are interested in what they're talking about, and we're attentive to that conversation. Open posture, having an open posture, having open hands, standing or sitting with an open posture, such as now these are what I call good body language cues. These ones that I'm going through now. Standing or sitting with an open postures, such as uncrossed arms or legs, indicates openness, approachability, and receptiveness. Gesturing with hands, I've probably been doing that a lot. Using natural hand gestures while speaking can enhance communication and convey enthusiasm, clarity, and emphasis. Bad body language, avoiding eye contact, which is the opposite. Avoid eye contact can suggest discomfort, dishonesty, disinterest, or a lack of confidence. It's one of the worst things when you're talking to someone and they won't look at you in the eye. They're looking somewhere else or they're looking down the whole time. It does show that they're not interested or there's a lack of confidence there. A closed posture, that is crossing arms or legs or creating physical barrier between you and the other person. That can signal defensiveness, disagreement, or disengagement. Mhm. Frowning or scowling. Negative facial expressions like frowning or scowling convey hostility, displeasure, or disagreement, creating tension in interactions. Missy says lack of trust too. And I think you're going back to the closed posture. Um, Maybe that's the one she's going back to. Yeah. Let's see here. So, a question that I have for you on this one is how does your body language impact the way others perceive you in conversations? How does your body language impact the way others perceive you in conversations? Yeah. Okay. This is so true when we're on Zoom. Yeah. I want to hear your thoughts though on how does your body language impact the way others perceive you in conversations? Very good, Missy. Very good, Missy. It shows if you're approachable. Very good. That is so true. Shows that you're approachable. Perceive me as approachable and safe. Yep, had said that. Similar to what Missy said. This thing moves so fast. Okay. Smile is welcoming. Yes, Corrine. We talked about that. That's good. My body language says that I am trustworthy and confident. Yes, very good. Very good. Very good. Thank you for sharing. 25% of the population is shy, stating that no eye contact is distrusting and misleading. Hmm. Okay. Body language is a communication that comes from your subconscious mind that words cannot hide. Oh, wow. Thank you, David. Thank you. That's powerful. That's powerful. All right, I'm going to move to the next principle in observing body language, and that one is patterns in personality assessments. So recognizing patterns through personality assessments helps in understanding ourselves and others better. Now, there's different, I mean, there's so many different personality assessments, and I'll mention a few here. There's Myers-Briggs, there's StrengthsFinders, there's DISC, and they help to aid in self-discovery. Now, they identify consistent patterns in our strengths, our weaknesses, and in our behaviors. Understanding these patterns deepens self-awareness, growth, potential, and a deeper understanding of others. I spoke about my wife earlier, and I'll speak about her again. And my personality and her personality are completely different. We have different personality styles, and this is good in a marriage. It's not a bad thing in a marriage. So she's direct and very task oriented, and I'm indirect and very people oriented. Reason for me presenting today. I prioritize people when completing a task, but she prioritized the task before people. So early in our marriage, I didn't feel that she understood me. And I don't think I understood her either. And I realized that she's just wired differently. As I went through some personality assessments, I realized that we're created to be different. She's not misunderstanding me. That's just the way she's wired. She's not doing that to make me feel bad or to put me down or any of that kind of stuff. That's just the way that she's wired. And so personality assessments help to see the way different people are wired and why they do what they do. Yeah. Let me go back up to this. Sandy. She says, you didn't read what I wrote correctly. If someone is shy visually, Myers-Briggs, so saying that means that they are not trustworthy is not accurate. Okay. What I'm saying, Sandy, is that if and I'm an introvert naturally. I'm an introvert. I'm not an extrovert. You would think that I'm an introvert by presenting, but I'm naturally an introvert. But I've had to learn some of these skills, and it's a skill to learn how to look at someone in the eye, to learn how to be more in a social setting, to be a little bit more outgoing. It's a skill that you can learn, and I'm not saying that I'm an INFJ, by the way, in Myers-Briggs. And I'm not saying that you totally don't, you just cut yourself off completely and you're now an extrovert. I'm just saying there's certain things that you need to do in certain environments if you're going to make it. If it's kind of what I'm saying. Yeah. The true colors is a good one. I've been through that one as well. I'm a true blue. I'm a blue in the true colors personality assessment. But Sandy, thank you for sharing your feedback. I appreciate that. Okay. A lot of people who speak publicly, preachers, teachers, are naturally introverts. Yeah, it's true. Okay, so let me ask this question. How can understanding personality differences improve your relationships and communication with others? How can understanding personality differences improve your relationships and communication with others? Yeah, that's true. Thank you for that. It's not always accepted in certain cultures. Yeah. That is eye contact. You judge less and you embrace more. That's the answer to the question. Mm, meaning that you embrace more personality types. My dominant color is blue too. Okay, thank you, Deborah. Going back to the true colors. What was the question again? How can understanding personality differences improve your relationships and communication with others? You quickly make a connection to develop trustworthiness. You know how to tailor your communication and understanding based on their personality. Empathy is a good one. Yes, heck. Approach with empathy, awareness, aware that, sorry, I missed that one, that others are not like you. Oh, that's so good. So good. Thank you, Anna Marie. Yeah. Okay. Empathy, it can help you communicate better. You appreciate why people interpret things and communicate differently. That's right. It's good. This is all good. Because it allows you to understand others and validate them. Very powerful. Thank you, Deborah. Very powerful. Yes. You can understand the impact of your words. Yeah. EAS, empathy, assurance, and sympathy. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to move to the last one in observation. And that one is biographies. Now, biographies, you can gain insights into overcoming challenges and achieving success through real life examples. You can understand motivations, values, and decisions that shaped influential lives. And you can learn valuable lessons from the experiences and failures of others. One of the biographies that I like, and I don't know if you like him or not, but Abraham Lincoln is a biography that I've read, and I've read it a number of times and watched videos. And his biography teaches some valuable lessons from his successes and his failures. And Abraham Lincoln had a humble and difficult upbringing, but despite his challenges, he remained honest, and that's why he was called Honest Abe. Now, Lincoln, one of the things that I really admire about Abraham Lincoln is that he listened to his opponents to learn from them. And this shows character. You don't see that in our political environment today. You don't see opponents listening to one another. Everyone is attacking one another, but he listened to his opponents. He learned from others' lives, and learning from others' lives, it builds character and wisdom in us. So biographies offer insights that help us grow and lead better. So I love biographies because you can learn a lot. You can ask some questions of those biographies. What were their strengths? What were their weaknesses? What can I learn from them? So you can have some reflection questions that you ask when you go through biographies. Yeah. Biographies are so impactful and inspirational. Yes, they are. Thank you. Thank you, Deborah. Um, let's see here. Based on learning about biographies, who is someone you'd like to learn more about? Who is someone you'd like to learn more about based on what I've shared here about biographies? You can put that in the chat. Who is someone you'd like to learn more about if you were to do some research and find out about their biography? I'll mention a few in the chat that that I've done. You guys probably know this person. His name is Dan Martell. He's still alive, but he's a serial entrepreneur, and I've learned a lot from him. I've learned from Alicia, Justice, KB Jackson. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? Let me see who else that I want to put in here. Um, yeah, I've learned from Debbie Fields. She was the creator of Mrs. Fields Cookies. Les Brown. Thank you, Cynthia. Barack Obama. Myron Golden. Yes, very good. So I want you to, if you see some names of people putting these names in here, I want you to take some of these names down and do. I'm not sure who Slutty Vegan is. Um, Myron Golden for sure. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyone else? If not, I'm going to move to the next slide. We're going to close it out here pretty quickly. Okay. All right. So learning isn't always smooth, and that's what I've found. It's not always smooth when you are learning something. It involves setbacks and moments of doubt. However, these challenges are opportunities for growth. So um, it's important to embrace a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset. But let me just go through a fixed mindset first. A fixed mindset views abilities as unchangeable. It avoids challenges and fears failure. It limits your potential and stifles your growth. So that's a fixed mindset. Now, a growth mindset says it believes abilities can be changed or they can be developed. It sees challenges as opportunities. That's a hard shift to make, to see challenges as opportunities rather than seeing challenges as a roadblock. It views failures as springboards for growth. It views failures as springboards for growth. Now, by leveraging the three pillars, education, conversation, and observation, we can transform obstacles into stepping stones towards success. Personally, these three pillars helped me navigate some challenges in my career, and I discovered my passion for leadership coaching. I had some challenges and setbacks in my career, and I've come to learn that they weren't roadblocks. They were helping me to get to where God desired for me to be, designed for me to be. So embrace education, conversation, and observation to transform obstacles into success. Resilience guided me through job losses. I've had a number of job losses. I've been fired from jobs. I've been let go. I've been laid off. Career criticisms as well. I immerse myself in continuous education to enhance, as a project manager, to enhance my project management skills. I sought mentorship through conversations with experienced people in the project management field, and I built supportive networks through candid peer discussions to help share their experiences with me. I have a number of mentors. I have a coach now. I have people in my life that will help me and that I can ask questions of, and they can give me good feedback. So I've been able to now transition from project management into coaching, which is truly my true passion, is to coach people, to help people to grow and learn and develop. And my challenges equip me with insights to support others in their journey. Empathy from personal struggles anchors my coaching and leadership approach. I'm just going to check the chat really quick. I know we had some stuff here. Uh, yeah, you'll be a mess before you become a master. That's good. That's good. Love it. Um, let's see. Heather said Wangari. Yes, I'm not sure what that means. Oh, it's a vegan hamburger restaurant chain based in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, I'm going to move on. Um, we are getting low on time. So I'm going to close this out here and then I have one more slide to go through and we'll be done. So education, embrace lifelong education. This can expand your knowledge and your skills. We talked about this one a lot. Engage in conversations. This is going to allow you to gain diverse perspectives from others. Keen observation. This is going to help you to learn from your surroundings and from others' experiences. Very powerful. Get a mentor, get a coach, get someone that is going to help you to reach the destiny that you have set for your life. And by combining these three pillars, we can achieve significant personal and professional growth. You want to reach your potential. I'm encouraging you, apply these three pillars. You know, it's one thing that I've come to learn to learn material, but it's another thing to apply it. Learning without application is just information, but learning with application leads to transformation. And I'd like to encourage you to apply at least one thing that you learned from today. So in the chat, tell me one thing that you're going to do differently from being a part of this training today. Tell me one thing you're going to do differently. Learn and apply. Natasha, what are you going to learn and apply? Conversation with spouse. Okay, good. Thank you for the class. Stay amazing. Thank you. Listen with openness. Learning lunches. All right. All right. Good, good. And I believe this presentation will be available in our learning tube community. Lunch and learns with people. Yep. I'm going to listen more, try to understand. Yeah. Conversations with my children, learning lunch. Yeah. Art of conversation, learning lunch, questions for an interview. Okay. All right. These are all good. Thank you. Apply what you learn. Thank you, David. All right. I um I want to share one more thing with you, and that is, are you ready to go deeper? Are you ready to go deeper? Are you guys ready to go deeper? And if you are ready to go deeper, say deeper in the comments. Say deeper in the comments if you want to go a little bit deeper. If you want to get a little bit deeper than this, say deeper in the comments. So we've just spent the last little while exploring what I call the three pillars of learning: education, conversation, and observation. And maybe something resonated with you. Maybe you're already thinking about how to apply these ideas in your coaching, your business, your personal life, your leadership. But here's what I've learned. Here's what I've learned: that growth doesn't just happen by chance, it happens by intention. Growth doesn't happen by chance, it happens by intention. And it's much easier to sustain that rhythm when you're in a community that is learning together. And that's why I created a 3-week mastermind experience to help you take this information to a deeper level. What this entails is I will give you a free copy of my book called Three Pillars of Learning. There's a book based on the same content. So it's going to give you a little bit more information. There will be a 3-week mastermind, a maximum of 10 people. I'm going to run 2 masterminds. So there'll be a maximum of 20 that we can take today, but 10 people in each group. And it will be a space for real reflection, practical growth, and meaningful connection. And I'm going to give all of this for $47. $47 for this um, for this mastermind. You get the book, you get the 3-week mastermind, and you're going to be in a group setting where we're going to ask questions and we're going to have conversations on this information. Um, so now let me be honest just for a moment here. Let me be honest. People will spend thousands of dollars on a vacation, but when it comes to investing in their own personal growth, they hesitate over $47. And I've seen it in my own life. And yet, this kind of growth, it doesn't fade. It can compound if you are a person of personal growth and development. The mindset, clarity, and support you gain can help shape the next season of your leadership, of your purpose, your direction, and even your family. Personal growth has been so transformational for me. I learned these things from some book I read or whatever, and I've been able to apply it into my own personal life. So if you're ready to take the next step, um, I encourage you to scan the QR code or take the link there and type it into your browser. But I have 20 spots available and they're going quickly. They will go quickly. When you make a commitment, you create hope. When you keep a commitment, you create trust. This is your opportunity to commit to your own growth, to move from ideas to action, and to do it with others walking that same path with you. I hope to see you inside. Thank you so much for joining today. It's been a pleasure speaking to you today. And with all of that, I will just say, are there any questions that anyone has for me? Any questions?
So Marcia is asking if the sessions are at night for the course.
Yes, they will be 7:30 to, so there's two. One is on Mondays, and they started in June 16th, I believe is the first. Yeah, June 16th. And that's going to be from 7:30 to 8:30 Eastern time. And then the one on Tuesday is from 8 to 9 Eastern time.
And will they be recorded?
They will be recorded. Yes, they will be recorded. Yeah.
Perfect.
And I see Dadrian's dropped in the link there, so you can actually grab you can go to the link there and sign up for this offer. So you want to take this information deeper. I would love to facilitate a discussion with you and take you a little bit deeper into this content. You could. I think I have it open until next Friday. Okay. All right. Well, are there any questions? Everyone is so welcome. Oh, the order form is saying test mode. Hmm. That's strange. That's what I got too. Okay. Let me take a look. I'm glad you guys told me that. Is it allowing you to submit? I'll stop sharing that. Okay, let me just take a look. Get my tech support on the line. Let me see here. Does it say that when you sign up? Let me just see here. Yeah, it's in Canadian currency. I live in Canada, but it'll be cheaper for you if it's $47 Canadian. It'll be probably about $35 US.
Darren, do you want to drop your email address in case anyone's having issues signing up and they want to, so they can contact you and you have them sorted out?
Yes, I can do that. I can do that. Let me do that right now. Let me just grab that and I'll put that in the chat. Thank you, Deidre. That's a great suggestion. Come on. Okay. Here is my email. In case you're having problems, I'm going to try and see if I can get it sorted out. I'm just going to speak to my tech support person. Let's see. LeVar Burton. Okay.
Oh,
I've never been told that before. Never been
everyone
told
who
that.
everyone who's trying to purchase and having issues, Darren's email address is in the chat, so reach out to him and he'll have you sorted out and situated shortly. Or you can just check back the link later this evening, right, Darren?
Yeah, you can check back to the link later this evening. I'm just reaching out to my tech support right now, and you can check back. I would say check back in a couple hours. It should be fixed. And I apologize that this happened. I thought we did all the testing that needed to be done, but these things happen. So would love to see you come into the three masterminds. Actually, she just got back to me, so yeah. Okay, so oh, she was doing some testing. Okay. All right. So if you guys go back in about 10 minutes or so, it should be ready to go. Okay. Thank you so much, Deidre, and back over to you. I don't have anything else.
All right, perfect. Great presentation, Darren.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you everyone for joining and see you on the next one. Bye.
Okay. Thank you so much. See you guys.